Hello and welcome to another episode of Whiskey Customs for the diecast customization and restoration. Today we're having a bit of a build-off, bit of fun build-off between me and my son on some station wagons. I chose this Matchbox Lesney Mercury Commuter for mine. My son chose a Matchbox Lesney Studebaker Lark Wagoneer. So here's the two cars before we sort of started any sort of work on them. As you can see, both of them have been sort of well played with over the years. Both have signs of paint loss, scratches. A couple of wheels are missing here on the Mercury. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that. It's a Matchbox Mercury. It has the active steering on this one. The little plastic dogs looking out the back window. Not in bad condition, so play worn, chips, but this is my one. Hopefully this will be the winner of the build-off. And this is my son's choice, the Studebaker Lark Wagoneer. Again, another Matchbox by Lesney one. This one's in pretty good condition. It's all complete. Wheels all look intact. Obviously quite a bit of paint loss. Doesn't look like it's been messed around with or anything like that over the years, but hopefully this one will be the loser of the two. So just a bit of fun. Thought we'd have a go at doing a bit of a build off. So here we go. So next thing we needed to do was to obviously take these apart, get a good sort of understanding as to what sort of condition it was in and what we're going to be doing next to it. So first things first is just to drill out the posts. So we start first of all on my car, which is the Mercury Commuter. Two posts that need drilling out. Quite straightforward. Just drill out the rivet heads and then they should come apart quite easily. Just shake off a bit of the swarf there. I'll drill out the my son's one as well at the same time, so they're both ready. Again, just two rivet heads on this one, just simply need drilling out. What I'll do towards the end is obviously re-drill these holes ready for some new fixing screws to be put in towards the end when we get final sort of completion. That one's all loose, just shake the swarf off and get rid of that. So let's have a little bit of look at these in a bit more close detail. So here's my one, the Mercury Commuter. As you can see, the posts have been drilled out. Here's the base, quite straightforward base with the steering wheels and a little suspension plate. A bit of a plastic interior with the something's just falling out of it. Looks like a bit of a sweet wrap or something. It's obviously been jammed in at some point, but the interior's not bad. The body looks like we might have a little rivet that we need to drill out there to get the glass out. So just put the cloth down so we don't put too much force on the roof. Very gently drilling out the rivet for the glass because you don't want to go through the roof skin as it's quite a thin bit of metal, and also don't want to break the plastic as well because it could fracture down to the windscreen. It still looks quite attached. Need to take a little bit more off. Just cautious, don't want to take too much off. Hopefully that'll be enough for it to release. A bit of a wiggle, and nope, a little bit more needs to come off. Hopefully that should be enough. There we go, and it just pops out as soon as we've got all the metal off the roof. Glasses looks in pretty good condition. Looks like there's a couple of minor little marks on it, but it will do. It's on once it's polished up, it will be okay. So there's all the part for the Mercury Commuter. Next is the Studebaker Lark Wagoneer. Quite a straightforward basic base, no sort of suspension. It's got these sort of wheels which have got the sort of domed axle ends, so they'll need to be cut off because we're planning to change the wheels on both of them. Just unclip the interior. Here's the interior, very grubby, needs a good clean, but looks all okay. Give that a bit of a good clean up. Glass on this one, and also with the folding roof that just pops out, quite straightforward, no rivets to drill out. Glass looks in good condition, needs good of a clean and a polish. Body looks all straight, again needs to be cleaned up and paint stripped and get rid of the old paint. And also need to drill out, as I said before, drill out the two posts on these ready for some new fixing screws. So what I did next is I paint stripped it all, and my son chose the paint work for his one. This is what he decided. He chose a two-tone red with white roof. Ended up having to paint this one twice. For some reason it had reactions. There's the choice of wheels that he chose to put on his one. These actually came off a Disney Cars lowrider, I think, an Impala. So seemed to fit quite well. Had to glue obviously the axles in, but they still roll. Here's the folding back roof, painted that white to match. Interior, we just simply decided he wanted to keep this interior white, so after clean it came up really well, along with the glass which we gave a polish. So now what we need to do is put this one together, and here it is. Here's the Studebaker Lark Wagoneer, all complete, my son's build-off car. As you can see, came out very nice with the red and white contrasting two-tone paintwork, and the wheels he decided to use from a Disney Pixar Cars. Rolls quite nicely. Did a few little details, like touched in some lights, chromed the bumpers and bits and pieces, and put a bit of a chrome, highlighted the chrome moulding down the side, but and obviously just added a bit of accent colour in the grille to show the definition a bit better. But overall, yeah, quite impressed actually. It came out quite well. His choice of colours seemed to suit it well, along with the white interior. Actually came out better than I thought. I'm actually quite worried that his one might actually be the winner. So going back to my one, the Mercury Commuter, paint stripped all the paint off of this one. Took me a bit longer to do because obviously time wise I had to concentrate on my son's. Had to make the base, do some alterations on the base because obviously the new wheels that I'm choosing for the car are slightly bigger. Also wanted to lower the suspension slightly, so I needed to cut the base away to allow access for these bigger wheels, and made up some sort of axles in order so the wheels still roll. These need to be bonded in. The interior, I've had to remove the dog section of the interior. Don't worry, no animals were harmed in this, because obviously where we're using bigger wheels, if I had left the rear part of the interior in, it would rub and it would no longer sort of roll. So I wanted to make sure that these would roll. That's the sort of stance that I'm looking for, which looks pretty good, pretty mean. So we'll have to make a new sort of back half to the interior. So here we go. Here's the car. This is the car after painted. I went for a gunmetal grey. I was going to originally go for silver, but after painting it in a black base coat, I decided I preferred it dark. Also did a two-tone. I put some black stripes on the side, which you will be able to see later. Here's the back bit of the interior, which I've added on to cover the wheels. Glass, gave it a bit of a clean, a little bit of a crack on the front, but it's okay. I'm happy with that. Wheels now bonded in. And they fit nicely. Made a few details on the front there with the grille. All I did on the bumpers was just literally polish up the actual die cast itself. I didn't bother going over in chrome, so they came out nice. Here's my one all finished. As you can see, it's got the satin black sort of stripe down the side. It just needed something to break up the side for such a long vehicle. Nice sort of grey wheels I've put on there. Obviously touched in a few of the handles with some grey, some silver trim and bits and pieces, and obviously added the rear lights. Again, very pleased how this one came out. Obviously the dogs are now missing from the back, but they'll be used in a future build. So here they are, the two together. Here's my son's Studebaker and my wagon, my Mercury Commuter. Obviously very pleased to how these both turned out. I think I've probably edged it because mine looks a bit more mean and a bit more aggressive, but actually like both of them. They've actually come out really well, so quite like how they came out. Yeah, I feel a bit disappointed. It's a bit difficult to see the satin black side that I put, the side sort of two-tone that I put on my one, but you can see it in the sunlight. But overall, yeah, very, very happy how they come out. So here's the son's one, all finished, and here's my one all finished. So it's a bit of a battle off to see who's his best, but all in all, just a bit of fun, something to do over the weekend. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Obviously, keep your eyes peeled. There will be some more episodes coming up in the future of some more die casts that I plan to customise. Thank you.